Hello, it's Swelling95, and we're back with more Mario Maker. In this episode, we'll be making a vertical level. Now, Mario Maker does not by default support vertical levels. This is something that they hopefully will add in an update in the future, similar to how they added the checkpoints, but for now you will have to be tricky with how we make our vertical levels. Now the way to do this is to segregate the level into vertical rooms, and then connect those rooms with either doors or pipes. Now before I decided to record the creation of this level, I made all the rooms I was going to use beforehand, and which is one of the reasons why this video is so short, because if I didn't, the video would be like, let me see, I'll use like 20 minutes to make all the rooms and space them out properly. Now for the theme of this level, I wanted to use the Monty moles with that through the wrench. And from there I thought, hey, the Monty moles have like a wrench, so they're kind of like an engineer, like a mechanic. So I thought I'd like make this a mechanical tower. That way I also got to use a bunch of level elements I hadn't tried to use up to this point, which includes the burners that you see here, as well as the conveyor tracks and the cannons. Now the reason I used the New Super Mario Bros. Theme for this, for the vertical levels, is because it's the theme best suited for traversing levels vertically. For two reasons. The main reason is the wall jump, which is super useful for these kinds of levels. And the second is the propeller shroom, which I'm kind of confused that they added a propeller shroom in this game at all, when they didn't have vertical levels. Simply because the game it was introduced in, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, all the fortress levels in that game were vertical levels. And I think that game supported more vertical levels than any other Mario game, if I'm not wrong. So the fact that they added that power-up and didn't add vertical levels, I find kind of confusing. Now right here, I tried to experiment with an idea that I've had for a while, but I still wasn't really able to execute in a way, which is to have a cannon on the platform that you're standing on and then constantly have to dodge it. The problem is that there is nothing preventing you from just standing on that cannon. I guess a workaround would be to place a munch on there. That's about the only way. I'll look more into how to get that idea working in another level, because I still haven't found a good way to do it. Now this is a fairly short level. Also right here, me with all the alsos. I decided to remove one room because I made one room too many. You can only support 5 rooms if you decide to only use the doors to connect everything together, and I had made 6. I forgot to count in the initial room that I made. Like always, I test my levels to make sure that you can beat them without the power-up, a theme that you will see in the next video in particular. You'll see why in that video. So I made certain sections where wall jumping is kind of required. One section is with the area where you have the bone platform where you have to wall jump for one section, and then at the final section of the level you have a longer shaft that you have to do wall jumps on. Now, this level was fairly short that I discovered, so near the end of the video, or near the end of the creation of it, I decided that since this was a fairly short level, I wanted to boost the difficulty of it. So I just added a lot more cannons and minimals. Now, one change that I did to this level after the checkpoint update was the fact that I realized that the second room I set up was by far the room with the most deaths in it. So instead of making that section easier, I simply changed the order. So I made the 4th room the second room, and the second room the 4th room. So that by the time you get to the hardest room of the game, you have the propeller room that you can use. One problem this level has that I actually forgot to change once I was doing optimization of this level after the checkpoint update, is the fact that a Monty mole on the other room can throw a wrench and it can enter the room you're currently in. A workaround for that would simply be to widen the space between the rooms, simply because the wrench disappears for a while, after a while. And yeah, that's the end of the level. This is actually one of my more popular levels for some reason. I don't really know why. But anyway, see you guys in the next part, where we will be working on a very, very difficult level.